Yeah, fuck it. Bullshirt podcast. Let's go.
You want to finish eating before we start?
hang on.
Seems to be a theme with you lately. That first, minute of the podcast is. Let's see. What do you think was in that Danish?
The Adam Lester ASMR potato chip hour.
I mean, there's probably somebody out there that would listen to that. So it's all good. I'm tired. I didn't sleep.
I just got up late. That's
all. Same. So that's why one of the reasons that we do this remotely is because we're a bunch of lazy fat fucks who couldn't get up and be somewhere on a Friday at the same time.
There's lots of truth in that.
Like we could, but there'd be a whole different level of anger and snark to
There'd
this.
be a lot less episodes.
Yeah. I don't think that would hurt anybody's feelings.
Dan would be like, fuck this, I'm not coming today.
Oh, God. It'd be rough.
I think we would all say that at least 7 times.
7, 8, 30.
Something like that.
I have to keep having to mute my chest as the weather here is
Dude, yeah.
all over the place. And it the dry air actually does help my asthma and my allergies most days. But some days it tears my chest up. And everyone kept telling me, oh, you're going to get a humidifier. And I've tried to explain that humidifiers trigger my asthma. I don't know why. I've tried the cold air, or whatever the hell they're called. I've used the ones that heat up the moisture, yada, yada.
Just get a humidifier and then also keep an inhaler by your bed.
No, Doug, I have not tried cock, but
4 out of 5 doctors recommend cock.
I will look into that. I'm not going to say I'm going to try it, but I will do some research and see what I can come up with. Speaking of research and the internet, because that's where everyone researches everything nowadays.
I use my encyclopedia set.
What was Encarta? 13 discs of Encarta, which was fucking pretty cool at the time, I might add.
Well, it was cheaper than the Encyclopedia Britannica. I'll tell you that shit much now.
4 rows.
Doug not speak good with words.
Yeah, well, sometimes me no hear words good too. So I did buy Bullshirt podcast, and I bought hosting for it for the year, and I have some plans for it. I've been oddly busy the last few weeks and have not gotten around to doing anything with it, but I am going to build a small website. Mostly we can host the episodes there. There'll be some contact forms, and I may look into a discussion board again because, again, all 3 of us are very interested in hearing what the 3 people that listen to us have to say. Hi, Adam's mom. Actually, I think she stopped listening. We lost some subscribers over the last month or so.
A few people fell off the wagon.
Yeah, they're like,
we lost a few along the way.
This really is a bunch of bullshit, and we're like, I mean, we told you so. It's not like we ever. It's fun when people ask me when people say, hey, you want to go do such and such on Friday? I'm like, I have something to do. And, you get that look, they get that look and like you're blowing them off. And so it always helps if you tell them what your plans are, or I could make something up and be like, I need to go to the proctologist and finally figure out what this growth is. But I'll tell them, I do a podcast with some friends of mine, and they're like, oh my God, a podcast. And what's it about? I'm like,
nothing.
Yeah.
It's about the same thing that Seinfeld is about.
Yeah. I had to clear my throat again, but that's what I was going to say is it was like the old Seinfeld thing. Seinfeld was a show about nothing. This podcast is a show about nothing. I said, we have some reoccurring themes. We do talk about mental health a lot, current affairs, things like that. I said, but for the most part, I said, it's not like some podcasts do a very specific topic. I used to listen to the one on nutrition that was pretty cool. But, if you look at like Joe Rogan, his podcast really is about nothing, or it's a different celebrity topic every episode.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that far out there, but there are days, like I said, when people ask us. We have the three of us have discussed briefly again the idea of doing guests. That's still kind of in the works. I'm thinking maybe after the first of the year, um, see what we can do and how easy it is to get other people fired up on their machines or even through a phone. I've wondered what that would sound like, if it would be decent quality. So point being,
Hang
we got
on,
some
I'm
things.
going through a tunnel. Hang on.
I would hope that they would stay stationary, but you never know. I mean, you'd never know. I actually thought about that once. I had conflicting plans, and I was like, I could open the link on the browser in my phone and then use the audio. But yeah, that'd be. My Jeep's kind of loud. I think people would know that I was not sitting in my cushy home studio, which is also my dining room. This is, we spare no expense here. So spare no expense. But yeah, I just wanted to let people know that those that do listen, because people do listen. I get feedback from some friends of mine, people that I know. They do listen, and we appreciate it. We do have fun doing this. We do it really just for shits and giggles. There is no real goal to what we do, and I think anyone that's listened to more than one episode is nodding their head in agreement right now. Uh, we have no vision.
No. If we wanted to do some messed up shit, we could just offer our own like little fucked up life pro tips. Like
we all do it anyway, so why not do it on here?
Yeah, here's a life pro tip. If you have people over at your house, in your apartment, your domicile, your whatever,
your domicile,
yeah, and you want to get rid of them, tell them they got to go because you're about to put your masturbating pants on, and then like go get your sweatpants. And
it's gonna be like SpongeBob sweatpants, though, right? It has to be something just really creepy.
Oh yeah, with a big smile right in the crotch. It'll be awesome.
A big SpongeBob right in the crotch.
I learned a new life pro tip for introverts.
Go ahead.
What's that, Adam?
I learned a new life pro tip for introverts.
What's that?
It's easy. All right, so you're on the phone, right? And you don't want to be on the phone anymore. So you just turn into airplane mode in the middle of the conversation while you're talking, and it'll say call failed on the other person's phone. Boom, easy. And then when they try to call you back, it'll just fail again.
You realize I'm going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right now on record.
Perfect.
I will fucking use that. I saw something yesterday that said it was like a clipping of an article. It was a meme, and it was a clipping of an article for introverts, 10 ways to be more social and stuff like that. And the meme basically asked, why is it that we never see articles for extroverts that say, 10 ways to shut the fuck up and calm down. Stay at home and just fucking chill. And I thought that was kind of funny. I've known some extroverts. A lot of extroverts aren't, mentally healthy. That need to constantly be out and be around people is not as healthy as it might seem to some. As introverts tend to see that and think, wow, that's how people are. And it's like, no, I think most people need to recharge their batteries. I think whenever I mention needing to go home and recharge my batteries, most of the people I know, maybe I just hang out with a lot of introverts, I don't know, but a lot of them nod in agreement. I think we all get kind of just sick of people over time,
Yeah, that stupidity in large groups for me.
Yeah, and you're not like, I don't think Doug is either. I wouldn't classify you either as an introvert or an extrovert. Like you like your chill time. Excuse me. You like your chill time, but you're perfectly. I've seen you go out and do events and things like that, and socialize with people, and it doesn't. drain you the way that like it would me, you know, or maybe Adam. But like you said, you at the same time you have your threshold of fucking morons that you can deal with, and then you're like, yeah, yep, that's enough fucking morons for Doug today. Going home,
Well,
you
for
know.
me, even if it's someone that like I enjoy, like, and they're not being a complete dumbass, like, it's still kind of draining.
Absolutely, just being around people. Um, I learned a term a couple weeks ago, social sprinting, I think it was called. And this woman explained that social sprinting is, especially with introverts, that they go out and when they're in a crowd or they're with people, they're like Mr. and Mrs. Personality. They're go go go, and they're having a great time, and everybody loves them, and great conversations. But much like sprinting, you can only do it for so long, and then you're like, "Yep, fuck this, fuck these people, I'm out."
Yeah.
And it's funny because I do that. I am very sociable when I'm around the right people. I have a great time, but then once that battery is drained, I have got to go. And it's and what has happened, and I've seen this a lot in my life. People kind of turn on me, and it,
Yep.
for a long time I thought it was like I thought it was me. I didn't understand why people would turn on me the way they do. I'd have these people that just fucking seemed to love me, and then all of a sudden they fucking hated me. And I never understood what it was. It's only been in the last few years that I've started to understand that it's shit like that, social sprinting and things like that. I go out there, I read people well, um, I know what we can talk about and what we can't. I'm friendly, I'm funny, we have a great time. But then the problem is when that battery goes down and I need to go, and they don't want me to go, or they think that because I'm leaving, I'm being a dick, or because I don't return calls or text messages while my batteries are drained, that I'm being a dick. They think, oh, fuck this guy. And it's taken me a long, long time to understand that. Um, I mean, fuck them. you
Yeah,
know,
but you can
it's
only say fuck them like 700 times, and the
yeah, I know.
701st time it's like, damn, maybe it's me.
Right.
But there's
And
just a lot of fucking A-type people out there, I guess.
there are, and I'm not one of them, you know,
Yeah.
and I've learned to accept that. It, the kind of that made something pop in my head because I have ADD. Um, I think it was the last episode, Adam. You made a comment about intent. Do you remember that? About like about things that people say, and that the intent behind it is important.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And this week it's been a weird week for me. I've been really good the last few weeks as far as my kind of mental and emotional state, and this last week's been a little trying for me, and that just happens. It kind of comes and goes with the seasons. But I had a couple of incidents this week, and that your comment was resonating in my head. And the reason that the other conversation reminded me of this one was about people kind of turning on me or misunderstanding me, misunderstanding kind of where I'm coming from. I had a couple of incidents. Dan knows speak good words.
Incidentices.
Incidentices. I had a couple of experiences this week where people took what I said completely wrong, like out of context. I had somebody tell me that I was being mean, and I really was not. That was not my intent. I had someone recently tell me that I was focused on proving them wrong or making them wrong, and I was actually just trying to push a different perspective because I felt like they were kind of stuck in their perspective. And you know, people people tell me they want my honesty and they want me to be, Dan,
They want you
basically.
to agree with them, and they want that to be honest.
And I think the majority of people are like that. And I don't think the people that I had the issues with this week necessarily are like that. But it did make me think about that, exactly that. Both of them I worked it out with, but I had to backpedal and be like, whoa, 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 wait, stop, hold on, hold on. I thought, man, these people must really think I'm a smug fucking asshole, because I say things and people seem to take it completely wrong. And I've always thought I've been pretty good at communicating, but I was pushing the idea of intent to people this week and Doug will appreciate this especially. I told someone, I said, listen, you can say, you can make face sounds that sound very pleasant and nice that have a lot of ill intent behind them.
Yeah.
And the one that pops into my head immediately is bless their heart.
Bless their heart. That's so cute.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Oh my God, you're so funny when you're trying to be serious.
Pretty much everything that comes out of Adam's mouth, I mean, but yeah, bless your heart for those that never spent any time in the South. If somebody is, it basically means you're a jackass, right? In a generalizing that. But if somebody says something stupid or did something stupid, a Southern woman will not hesitate to be like, bless their heart.
Either that or something like, something else seemingly innocuous. You're adorable.
Well, you do that all the time. That's one of Doug's favorites, right?
Oh, you're adorable.
Someone will say something fucking stupid, and Doug will say, "You're adorable."
Well, I mean, it's like watching a 2-year-old do push-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or me. And the reason that I brought that part up was that on the flip side, especially me, I think sometimes things that I say come out. I don't sugarcoat. I don't bullshit. I am very. Here's the funny thing. I am the. Thanks, folks. That's all I got tonight. God, I hate you. Only because that was funny and you went up to me. Is that the more I like somebody, or the more I care about somebody, I should say, because I care about people I don't like sometimes. The more I care about somebody, the more straightforward I am with them.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. One being that I can be typically, because like you two, we don't, it is very rare that I can remember where the three of us have ever gotten into a shitty position because we misunderstood what the other one said, because we'll just call each other out. Like if I say something kind of, that's kind of dickhead, Adam will be like, oh yeah, okay, Dan, sure, fucking just whatever. And I'm like, no, dick.
Yeah, Dan,
fucking...
fuck me, Dan.
yeah, actually, yes, that's pretty common for you. And I'm like, no, dick, that's not what I fucking meant. I mean, blah, blah, blah. And then he'll laugh and go, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And me and Doug have done that. And, and that's just because, again, we're very straightforward with each other. One of my best friends for years, we had the brutal truth policy. And the deal was, as long as you're not doing it to be a dick, I want you to be straightforward. And I mean, if you wore a shirt that I didn't think looked good on you, I'd be like, hey, what? That shirt makes you look fat. Here's the thing. Other people are thinking it. They're just not saying it. And that's where I'm at in life. Plus I just like to cut through the bullshit, man. Tell me how you feel about me. Are you going to hurt my feelings? Yeah, probably. But whatever. I mean, again, people are thinking what they're thinking. They think Dan's an asshole or whatever. You're going to think it. Fucking say it, dude. Let's get it out in the open. I wish more people, one, would think of intent. And two, I wish more people would ask when, and I think a lot of people do this. If somebody says something that offends you, or somebody says something that you're not quite, what the fuck did they mean by that? Life pro tip. Ask them. Just ask them. Hey man, what did you mean by that? When you said you thought I was a cocksucking piece of shit. What could you validate that for me? Like quantify that for me a little, maybe? That's my life pro tip. Just fucking ask people, man. Don't let shit spin in your own head, because as someone who, go ahead. I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
Sort of like a dude, what the fuck policy. we can just call this the dude, what the fuck policy.
Dude, WTF. Yeah, I like that actually, dude. What the fuck? Because that has worked for the three of us pretty well. Um,
We're big brained people.
we are
The
look
well,
at the
the
big brain on Adam.
2000 IQ over here. Let's go.
and it's I mean, it's not so fact that all of us have like memorized the internet or anything. When I say big brained, what I mean is all of us realize that there are different points of view, and um, all of us, have the ability to try to see things from other points of view, which sort of makes us unique, because there
Yeah,
may be something that one of us steps out on that we're totally mistaken, misinformed, what have you. And then the other one will be like, hey, are you fucking aware of this? And the other one will be like, no, I had no fucking idea about that shit. And that's our
sure,
dude, what the fuck moment. While we might not actually say, dude, what the fuck, it'll
sure.
be something similar.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy like seeing other perspectives. Like, I think that's the difference between like the vast majority of people and like people that actually think for themselves, I guess, is like they enjoy seeing other perspectives that they disagree with. They don't hate that, they enjoy it.
I agree. And I can disagree with someone else's perspective, but not shit on it.
Yeah.
You know, like we the first fucking half of all of our episodes were, politics because it was just so in your face and that false binary of, you know, us versus them. And part of that is people not being able to see other people's perspective. And I think the important thing to point out on what Adam just said, he said he enjoys, not that he can see it or that he appreciates it or whatever. He enjoys seeing other people's perspective, and I am the exact same way. I love when people give me their perspective on something, whether I agree with it or not. It is fascinating to me to see how they interpret whatever stimulus this is differently than I do. And I always say you can't change people's minds. And what I mean by that is that people have to change their minds. I can't change your mind for you, but there have been plenty of people that have given me a different perspective and made me go, huh,
Yeah. And
huh.
what
Okay.
what everybody's
Fuck.
expecting a lot of that movie moment, where you
Montage
were unaware of something, I bring it to light, and your opinion or how you feel immediately changes on the
changes.
spot, and that's
Yeah.
generally not how shit works.
And then the
Right.
president walks in and gives you a round of applause and everyone
Yeah.
stands up.
Damn it, Jim, he's figured it out.
Everybody give him a slow clap.
A slow clap, yeah, a slow contemplative clap, like, God damn it, man.
You won me over. No, it's like you have a discussion, somebody goes home, runs that a couple of processing cycles.
Yeah.
And then, it's like, well, you know what? Maybe I fucking was mistaken. Unless it's like, unless you're correcting somebody on what the capital of Iowa is. That's a little bit different.
It's Cleveland, God damn it.
Not everything's Cleveland, Dan.
Everything's Cleveland.
Not everything's Cleveland.
I agree, man. It's you. I agree that not everything is Cleveland, but I also agree that.
You walk outside, you're like, fucking Cleveland!
Fucking Cleveland again. God
no matter where I go, there's the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right there.
Just taunting me. I agree, Doug, that it does take some time, right? Very few people, I think, just suddenly flip like that. And
if they do, they're a fucking moron.
Well, I mean, right? They're wishy-washy at that point.
They're like, "Oh, gee whiz, I guess you're right." Like, no.
Yeah, I've never had anybody. Yeah, because you need to process that. Like Doug said, you got to process that a few times and run it back through that filter of your opinion I love when people talk about either politicians or just anybody. Yeah, they fucking change their mind on that. Well, yeah, but that's okay. I change my mind all the time based on new information that I get. There's a lot of things that I thought in my 20s that changed in my 30s that have changed in my 40s, and I figure they'll change in my 50s. Um, and that's okay. I like being around people that can change their minds, um, and that's that's okay. It's
Well, look at
similar
it
to
from
the guy that go ahead.
the perspective of we'll use technology as an example here. Now, everybody is aware that we have smart bombs that you can drop from out of the sky, and they'll hit one guy specifically in his ass if that's what they want.
That's a
Well,
smart bomb.
yeah, that's a
Them.
very smart bomb. So that bomb, when it's not launched with this is the exact course that I've got to take to get to this guy to hit him in the ass. Along the way, it makes a series of minor course corrections, and that's sort of analogous to people. It's like, oh, I was thinking this, but I was unaware of that. That's a minor course correction where you're just refining things as you go so you can get to where you're trying to be.
So we're all just a bunch of explosives looking for a sphincter.
Yeah,
Bunch of
You know,
ass
right in the
bombs.
ass.
bunch of
Right in the
ass
ass.
bombs. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really peculiar analogy, and yet you did bring it home. And I got to give you. I'm gonna. Damn it, Jim. He won me over.
Damn it.
He fucking won me over on that one.
Slow clap.
Slow clap. So yeah, course corrections, right? I think that's a real good analogy. Is that we make little course corrections in our lives depending on what happens around us, and
Hopefully.
that the kind of was that was kind of my next thought. A lot of people, it that conversation made me think about people that can never admit to being wrong, right? Folks that will double down. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when people double down. When you're just like, no, Adam, that's obviously not left. That's right. Yeah. Well, because the thing is, if you keep going left, eventually, see, you'll go right, and then up, down, and then back to
Here's
right
a
again.
life pro tip: never marry those people.
Does Doug speak from experience?
Oh yes, Doug does.
Those
if the words, if you've got a 12,000 words vocabulary and the words "I'm sorry" aren't in them, fuck you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Did you say not to marry a woman?
Yeah. Just marry a dude.
I didn't say that, but
Just marry a dude.
Just marry nobody.
You guys, look, you'll fuck, you'll play Xbox, you'll drink beer. It'll be great. Doug and I have said for years, if
You
we
got to
could
buy
both-
double of everything.
Well, yeah, or you can just share. I mean, you can share, right? Look,
I
if you can
guess.
share a cock, you can share a toothbrush. And just
That's
Just say
gross. Why would I share a toothbrush?
I know that's kind of gross, but still, period. It just is what it is. Doug and I have been trying to get over this heterosexuality thing for fucking 12 years. All right. And we just haven't been able to do it.
You'll get there.
We'll get there. We keep trying. And we just are both like, damn it, we like titties too much. And neither one of us would look good with titties. So it is what it is. We're cisgender,
God.
we're hetero, and we have to learn to deal with it.
I would look like a troll under a bridge.
You really would. Yeah.
Be like,
I can't
you
even
want
imagine.
some of this? No, not really. No, I'm good.
Answer me
Take
these
the
riddles
office.
3. Answer me these riddles 3, or we're gonna make snoo tonight.
I got a solid B cup going on over here if you guys want to ever try anything
A
out.
solid B cup. I mean, you are within walking distance, so I'll put that on my agenda. Yeah, I'm sorry is a phrase that a lot of people. I'm sorry and or I was wrong, and I think that those people. I think somewhere in their lives they were punished for saying I'm sorry or I was wrong, right? It was held over their heads for some period of time by someone important. and they just can't do it now. I mean, I've had that happen to me too, right? It was hard for me to say I was wrong, fucking almost impossible. But at some point, you just go fuck it. You know, if you want to hold that over my head and be a dick about it, that's on you, not me. You know,
Course
that's your
correction.
yeah. I'm trying to course correct. You're not. So I'm going to hit the ass, and you're going to take out of school somewhere, right? So.
Oh my God. That was a beautiful callback.
It's all about the callback, brother. So, little known fact: Doug actually went and did some classes on stand-up comedy. So, and we learned about like he was telling me about it, and the callback is one of them. A lot of this shit I kind of already did because I thought it was funny. I did not realize that it was part of the craft. Doug also made me realize by some of the things he told me that I could never do stand-up comedy because it appears that there's actual work involved, and I don't think I could do the work.
Yeah, you you have got to bomb a lot to get anywhere. And not only do you have to bomb a lot, you've got to be willing to drive 400 miles to go make nothing to
And
bomb.
bomb.
See, I did that as a musician for like 10 years, and I just don't know, I can get on here and make dumb puns and stupid jokes and make 3 people laugh, and fuck it, that's good enough for me. I started going back to therapy, and we, I talk. That's what I go and do. And she asked me a question that led me to say, I love making people laugh. I really do. It's like this thing. I've done it since I was a kid. I'm fairly good at it most of the time. And I really enjoy doing it. And because of that, again, the whole stand-up comedy thing comes up. And I'm like, well, see, here's the problem. The things that make me funny, the horrible trauma and tragedy that makes me funny, also gave me like ADD and it's very difficult for me to like sit and write material. Like that idea, that concept, just I I I give those people a lot of credit. The writers and the people who write the comedy. Writing a joke is not easy. I mean, writing a funny joke is not easy. And so when I see a comedian or comedian that's just, got my stomach hurting from laughing, they earn the money that they make, man. I don't think people, tell me a fucking joke. Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a fucking, you make jokes for a living. Well, but again, they do the work, man.
Comedy is hard because like being naturally funny is just playing off the current situation, and being
Bingo.
a stand-up comedian is just standing there trying to be funny.
Bingo.
Well,
with nothing to go off of.
Yep.
On a personal level, because it's like I was in a little shitty band, and it was one of those things, never went anywhere. We never did anything other than open mic stuff. And it felt, even in that scenario, it felt nervous to get on stage.
Oof,
but you could turn around and play a song that everybody knew.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of how they had felt about you up until that point, they're like, oh, they're playing my favorite song. Mm-hmm. And then, that sort of moves everything a little bit. The thing that is different about stand-up, that is the most naked you will ever feel in your life. Because
I can imagine.
What you're doing, and when I say this, I don't mean you have your pants unzipped. You are literally exposing yourself on stage. You have nothing that you can hide behind, no cheap tricks that you can pull to get everybody to like you. Your job is to kind of win over the audience and then sort of take them along that journey. And if they don't want to go, then fuck you. And and they call it dying on stage, and that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could expose myself quite like that
Not
without,
like that.
not like that. That's why I said not like that. Um,
Not without your SpongeBob pants.
He'd have to
exactly.
show his dick.
See, callback. Um, yeah, Doug's right. You know, I was in a couple of bands, and one of them did pretty well locally. They're just there in Columbus and the surrounding area. You know, we went to like West Virginia and stuff like that. And you're right. I can hide behind my. At the time, I was playing bass, and I could kind of hide behind it, you know, and just little tricks and stupid shit. And I was a hell of a showman. I was definitely a better showman than I was a musician. There's no fucking denying that. But even when I sang in cover bands, because that's actually how I started in music, is singing in a cover band. Even that, like Doug said, I could sing a song that people knew and win over the crowd, right? I'm a decent singer. I'm not Pavarotti by any fucking stretch of the imagination, but I can hold a tune well enough that for a bar band, you get a few beers in somebody, they, you know, I could get them moving, right? But we would, I remember we would play shows in one of the bands I was in, and we would do our original stuff, and they would literally like turn the jukebox on and the lights on and shit. Like they hated us, right? And so we started incorporating about every third song or so, we would put a cover song in. And we didn't play them very well, but you didn't have to. And it would get everybody's attention. So again, what Doug says resonates with me because stand-up comedy, there's no cover songs, you know. That's called
No.
joke stealing and it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
Um, you
It's
know.
like you can't just suddenly break into Larry the Cable Guy or
Right.
some bullshit like that.
Right.
Unless you're Carlos Mencia, then you can just do it.
Then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
And make a lot of money doing it. Yeah, that's it goes back to what um, uh, Adam said, right? The it There's a difference between when people tell me I'm funny, and I appreciate that, I do. But it's like he said, it's situational. I'm quick witted. The things come at me, and I can swat back the ones that are funny, and we can laugh and we can move on. But to sit down, and I've even thought about some of the situations like that, and been like, well, how can I turn that into like a joke, like a scripted joke? And I just fail at it, dude. I'm like, uh, funny stuff, and it just does not
You have
translate.
to end your joke with, well, I guess you had to be there. Anyway.
And that makes everything funny. But yeah, it's an art form, man, and I love good comedy, not nearly to the degree that Doug does. If you get in Doug's car, you're not going to hear music. You're going to hear XM, one of the comedy channels, right? That's like par for the course.
Either that or NPR.
Or NPR, yeah.
Yeah.
But typically it's comedy, and I lived with Doug for a short period of time, and he would have it on, and you know, and so it kind of got me into it more. I mean, I've always liked comedy, stand-up comedy, but that that introduced me to some comics that I had never heard of before, and so that kind of, you know, started the ball rolling, and that has made me very appreciative of some of these folks, because some of them are just, like I said, gut punch funny. There's a woman, and I cannot remember her name. She's a big comedian, um, brunette, absolutely stunning, gorgeous. God damn it. Anyway, and she is so fucking funny. Her timing is perfect. Her material is perfect. Her, what I call antics, just like the physical, how you know, make your face and the shrugs and stuff like that. Um,
Sounds kind of like Whitney Cummings.
I think
Yeah,
it
that's
is
what I was
Whitney
thinking
Cummings.
of.
Yes, it is Whitney Cummings. Dude, she is
Oh, she's
fucking
hilarious.
funny. And if you've never heard of Whitney Cummings, please go check her out, because she is hilarious.
Name sounds like a porn star. you know, she's she's good looking, but she's also funny. But she also, there's a lot of female comics that play up what I would kind of call that crazy lady edge,
Yeah.
and she does it really well too.
Yeah, she does.
But when she wants to make a point, Jesus Christ, she just brings it home.
Yeah, she does. She's a hell of a storyteller. Like I said, I give her a lot of credit. She's very good at what she does. And it reminded me, about a year or so ago, I don't know, I was on Tinder and all that shit, and there was this comedian here in Denver that hit me up, and she was gorgeous and funny. Her profile was great, and I passed on it. And the reason that I passed on it was because I thought to myself, self, do you want to be somebody's bit? Because if this doesn't work, you're going to be somebody's bit. Fuck, if it does work, you might still be somebody's bit.
Yeah, I mean, surely, Adele and Taylor Swift's boyfriends or husbands have just known.
Experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just know going in.
And I thought, and it was a shame because, like I said, she was attractive, and it's one of those things where, just to clarify, if I met this woman out and we hit it off, yes, I would have gone out with her, even if we met at a comedy club, and I said, hey, your bit was great, and she's like, hey, you're cute, let's go out, cool, whatever. That would have been different. But the fact that it was on Tinder, I thought, man, this would be a perfect way for a comedian to farm bits.
She's just looking for fucking material.
And that is exactly what went through my mind. Was this chick is farming for fucking material. She's looking for, funny shit, or
well, I
just
mean, you could have had fun with it. It's like,
I thought about that too.
Are you pro or con unsolicited dick pic? Shit.
I thought about that. It would be curious to. I've never dated a woman that could keep up with my sense of humor like you guys do, right? Where it's the back and forth, or sometimes you guys slam dunk on me. And that's fun for me. Like, I enjoy the shit out of that. I love when people, a buddy of mine recently, we were talking back and forth about something, and I was just being ignorant. And he came in with a fucking good one, and it was on Facebook, and I'm sitting there, and I even put the phone down and walked around for a few minutes trying to come up with a comeback, and I was like, fuck. So I just said, lol, because he got me. It was one of those, yeah, you had to be there, but we were going back and forth and about wearing wool socks, and I said, you're not my real dad. And he said, fine, if you get frostbite on the tip, I don't want to hear about it. And again, you'd have to have read the whole thread, and I'm just like, no, no, fuck me. It was like, lol. If we're going back and forth in a thread, and it's ping ponging back and forth, and you get an LOL from me after a couple of minutes, it's because you won. You won, and I got nothing. Like, nothing I can come up with in my head is funnier than what you just said. And I love that. Like, that's fun for me to find people like that. And I've never dated a particularly funny woman. And I think that would be fun. It would also be annoying. Doug and I were just having the conversation that the experts say that the thing you fall in love with tends to be the thing that you get annoyed with down the line, and she might wind up being just a complete annoying cunt. Like, can you not take anything seriously? But I've had that said to me a few times. So
have that said to me at least weekly.
I wasn't going to go into detail, but yeah, pretty much.
Is everything a joke to you, Adam? Yep.
Yep. I mean, I could take shit seriously well up and be that guy who, trips the fuck out and starts throwing desks. That's the alternative if you prefer that, because I'm always on the brink of that anyway. I'm an angry human being. It's why I'm in therapy. But the humor helps. The humor helps a fucking ton. So yeah, maybe I need to go to like amateur comedy nights and start macking on the fucking talent. See what I can
Just start
drum up.
heckling them. That'll
See,
get them. That'll get them to talk to you.
well, so I saw on TikTok, and I didn't watch it through because I was tired, but it was apparently there's this comedian.
The red-haired guy.
No, it was a female, and she does a bit, and apparently gets heckled, and then winds up going out with the guy. So,
Oh, see, you can do it.
right, I'll see if I can find that because I actually wanted to watch it, but like I said, I was just fucking exhausted at that point. I hate hecklers. I fucking despise hecklers. I despise hecklers so very much. Dealt with them when I was in music for a while, but when somebody's up on stage, like Doug said, being naked, and they want to heckle, it's to me it's the same as bullying, and it's like fuck you, dude. You get up here and do this, right?
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
there's asshole hecklers, but the vast majority of it is some really special Dunning Kruger people that actually think that they're helping you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I went to for Halloween. We went down to a bar and it was dueling pianos. And when I first heard that, I thought, oh, this should be pretty vanilla and tame. But it was with a good group of folks, and I didn't need to be out at a fucking bar, meat market type thing anyway. That is not my jam. But it turned out to be fucking hilarious. It was vulgar. The pianos are actually fake. They're these big plywood pianos that they built, and then they've got like Korg keyboards down in them. And the folks, the piano players, were fucking incredible. I talked to two of them. One girl, her name was Michaela, and I was so fucking turned on by her. She was wearing a choker, first of all, and that just fucking turned me on. But she had this great husky, soulful voice. And I was asking her, but what was weird is that they all had one thing in common. They all seemed to have worked on cruise ships at some point, playing piano. But I noticed that they were using iPads when somebody, it was one of those things where you put some money in a jar with a piece of paper that says play this song, and they would play it. And I thought, man, I don't care who you are, there's a limit to how many songs you know, right? They had fucking iPads, and they were pulling up the sheet music.
Oh, yeah, they're just good at sight reading then.
Yeah, they'd look at the sheet music for like 2 seconds and then bust out the song.
Dude, a good piano player can just read it as they're playing
like a symphony does. And so that impressed the fuck out of me. So I was talking to her, and then I was talking to one of the guys, and somebody from the bar came up, yelled at me, and told me to leave me alone so he could eat. But I actually heckled one of them because she was making it got vulgar towards the end of the night. Like vulgar. And I was heckling her a little bit, but it was all tongue in cheek, and she played back on it. She said something. I was like, wow, you put that on your resume? And she says, that? No. And goes back to playing, So it was fun. It was lighthearted. It was it was really more of an interaction than a heckle, because I'm never mean when I do that. Like,
are you trying to convince us or you?
Maybe a little bit of both. So
little column A, little column B.
Yeah, that was blacked out drunk Dan anyway, so it doesn't count.
It's not really you.
Yeah, I wasn't blacked out at that point. That didn't happen until I stood up.
Perfect. Perfect time to black out.
To black out when you stand up. Yeah, it was weird, man. When I went out for Halloween, and because Doug and I's Saturday, that Saturday of Halloween, Doug and I went to Fan Expo, which is like Comic-Con, but they can't use the term Comic-Con. So,
because
it was
they got
cool.
sued by the Comic-Con people.
By Comic-Con, yeah. And it was cool, but it was kind of a limited thing. They didn't have any good panels or anything on Saturday. The costumes, some of the costumes are fucking incredible. For the most part, it was just like a bunch of merch booths, right? And Doug and I are kind of beyond collecting trinkets, and we're nerds, but we're not collect shit nerds. Well, unless you consider Steam and collecting video games that we don't play. And that's kind of all three of us.
Oh my God. Never go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, so we did that, and it was fun. We had a good time. And I think both of us are planning on going back in July when they come through. And then that night I had some friends wanting me to go do the dueling pianos. So I said, yeah, sure. And my plan was I wasn't even going to drink because it was downtown. It was Halloween, get down there. And I was like, oh, I'll have a beer. Well, I'll have another beer. The beers are really good too. They were tasty. But yeah, I drank too many. So, and got outside and I started laughing, and I know nobody knew why I was laughing. I was laughing because I knew I was blacking out. I was blinking and like just teleporting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck me. And they said, I was like, yeah, I can drive. I could drive. And then I just start cracking up. I said, yeah, I do that. I said, the laughing is I'm trolling you, but I'm not trolling you well, because to troll, you have to, there's some subtlety to it. Right.
And some control.
Right. And I'm just like, blah.
I can drive. Ha, just kidding. I'm drunk.
Exactly. And
Got him.
I told him, I said, no, I don't drive when I'm like that. I said, I know better. But, so what video game did you want to tell us about, Adam?
Insurgency Sandstorm.
Insurgency was a good game. That was a good
So
game.
they have this new one called Insurgency Sandstorm, and you might as well actually go fucking fight in the Middle East.
Oh yeah, it's that. Yeah,
yeah.
You have PTSD, and you've been wounded, and
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking insane. They'll hit you with the grenade, and then you'll be dizzy for like a minute, and it's weird. It's weird. That's all. Yeah.
Are you gonna play? What is it? Battlefield 2042.
I played the beta. The beta sucked ass.
Somebody hit me up and asked me if I was going to play. They wanted me to be part of their squad, and I was like, man, I no, I just don't do the FPS, the first person shooter stuff.
I don't like the PvP shit. I mean,
I don't either. It turns into a PvE. Shit show.
I'm good.
Same.
PIV.
Like PIV.
It's pretty good as well.
I don't know. I don't want to know. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm more of the crafting and the PvE versus the environment.
There's a co-op mode on Insurgency that I've been playing. I am not gonna fucking play fucking versus and get mad and throw stuff.
Oh, that was like we used to play. It's a real popular first person shooter. It's the one where they like the terrorist sets the bomb and you got to go defuse.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, yeah.
Yeah.
We played the fuck out of Counter-Strike, man, and like me and Doug and a buddy of ours, and we thought we were really good. And then you get online, and between people that just do it
all day
in their mom's basement,
yeah,
and the cheaters, we'd get on and you'd be like, spawn, dead. Cool, okay, spawn, run, dead. What the fuck? So I'm a casual gamer, man. You know, that's I'm a casual gamer. I'm there to have fun. Honestly, gaming for me anymore is about socializing, typically like with you guys or another buddy of ours.
Yeah.
It's about getting online, talking shit, having a drink, and playing video games as the backdrop. You know, I will play 7 Days to Die by myself once in a while because of the pace of it. It's got a good pace for when you just feel like sitting there dicking off a little bit.
It's interesting sometimes because you're sitting there and for the uninitiated, 7 Days to Die is what would happen if you took Minecraft, grew it up, and then threw zombies in it. So there's a lot of building and there's a lot of murdering zombies. And it's funny because you'll get so into the building part of it. You'll be sitting there in your building, and once you reach a certain level, it's like the zombies become more annoying than life-threatening. So you're sitting there and like, you know, you're like, I'm trying to let this concrete dry. God damn it. Blam, 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 blam. You know.
Yeah, but then they there's strength in numbers, and there's a cycle. It's every 7 days. There's a day cycle. And that's why it's called 7 Days to Die. And every 7 days, 7, 14, 21, etc., it increases the annoyingness of the zombies and the quantity of the zombies.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty hairy, and it's a lot of fun. It's a neat concept.
It's
a horde game, which isn't. They took horde and crafting and smushed it together, and so it's not that unique. But I like what they've done with it. It's been in beta for like 17 years. They could but
Since like 2013 or
yeah.
2014, I think we are
7 years
on.
to die.
7
Yeah,
years to beta.
yeah. It's at this point, I think they're on Alpha 19. Alpha 20 has not rolled out yet. But the
Yeah.
thing is
Alpha,
they've,
that's true. It's not even beta at this point. It's still an alpha build. It's like, come on,
yeah.
guys.
But they keep refining it as they go along. They keep adding new features,
That's
and
like me. I'm alpha,
you
not beta.
Don't we'll cover that in the next episode and all that trash. Alpha. The guy who pioneered all that before he died came out and said it's trash. It's all garbage. It was.
Oh yeah,
We were looking at wolves in captivity. Wolves in the wild don't act like that. They're familial, etc. But you still got motherfuckers rolling around. You fucking beta cuck motherfucker. It's like, no,
oh
dude, you're just an asshole. You're not an you're an alpha for asshole, right? So, but
you mean assholey people have uninformed opinions? I was not aware of this. I
I'd,
will have to make a new entry.
I'm sorry that this is how you had to find out, Doug.
I know it. God damn it.
You can get online. You can strengthen your confirmation bias, and disagree with me later at some point. To which I will double down and argue with you and not admit that I'm wrong, in an incredibly unfunny way.
Yeah, and then I'll just
Yeah.
go put on my masturbating pants on and start pointing at SpongeBob's face.
Dude, WTF. Just end everything with callbacks for fucking the entire episode. We'll wrap things up here, but again, we do have an email address. It's I should know this before I try to spit it out there.
We have an email address. That is all. Have a good
That
night.
is, yeah, we have an email address. Fuck you, you can't have
it.
it.
It is bullshirtpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right, Bullshirt Podcast. I've been trying to move things to but whatever. Bullshirtpodcast Podcast at Gmail. You can hit us up. We do have the YouTube channel, and it has comments underneath. They're a little spotty, we've noticed. Some people have left some, and we don't see them. And then they'll show up as meeting approved, etc. So
YouTube's weird. I've been getting comments on my channel from Doug, and then they just don't show up on the video because like YouTube thinks they're spam, and they don't even let me like decide.
Yeah, to approve them or whatever. So,
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, we are working on some stuff to get a little more interactive because, quite frankly, we're bored of each other, and we're looking to get outside the marriage a little bit here. Adam does have his own. Adam does have his own YouTube channel where he's doing podcast like stuff, doing little 30-minute episodes or
less than that. They're probably like
5-6 most.
5-6 minutes. Yeah, it's just one topic each.
Okay, so just little bites. And I do my YouTube is all Jeep shit, so nobody's gonna be interested in that. But so go check his stuff out.
It's a Fresh Rogan, FRESHROGEN.
Fresh Rogan.
That's me.
He does kind of favor like the old fat Seth Rogen of
fat Seth Rogen, not the new slim in shape Seth Rogen.
Yeah. So, but he's trying. He's trying hard. But yeah, we do appreciate everybody listening and the feedback that we do get, because some folks do get a hold of us. They find ways, and we appreciate that. We, like I said, we're not afraid to debate or to say we're wrong. Somebody actually mentioned last week that some of our comments on female birth control weren't completely accurate. And I said, yeah, well, we're dudes. And I'm pretty sure we said at the beginning, we are not scientists, doctors, experts, or even really have a fucking clue as to what we're doing. So on that note, we bid you adieu.
This work? Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.